to Don't You Know Who I Am, the podcast that asks who knows whom, who knows what, because who knows why. My name is Josh Earl, and this week on the podcast, we have a bumper edition. Let's introduce the guests. We'll just go straight through. Let's introduce first guest. Let's introduce Michelle Brasier. Hurrah! Yay!
Hurrah! Oh my goodness.
Hi,
wow.
Michelle. How you doing?
It's an honor. It's a dream, and I accept.
Great. Also joining us is a man who last time he was on the show wasn't quite himself. Can you please welcome? It's Ben Russell. Hey.
Hello, my name's Ben Russell.
Great. How you doing, Ben?
I'm doing splendidly. How are you?
Before the podcast, you said that you've had a massive week and you're a mover and shaker in this town.
Yeah, let's just say that this is not the only podcast that I'm doing today. So,
also joining us, first time in a long time. Can you please welcome back? It's Demi Lardner.
Hey,
hello, Joshua.
Hello, Demi. You little plum goblin.
There's a lag. There's a lag. Josh, there's a lag.
Oh,
Josh, there's a lag.
It should be fine.
Josh, there's a lag.
It should be fine, Demi.
Okay.
We'll go with it.
Okay.
We'll go with it.
All right. But there's a lag. Josh, there's a lag.
okay, Josh. I think
Josh.
Demi's saying there's a lag at the minute.
All
But
right.
I think Josh is saying we're going to go with it.
I think she's frozen. We'll let her back
she's
in.
gone. Okay.
This is fun. This is going to be a fun podcast. And also joining us, rounding out this group, I think this is the only podcast that they've done ever. So I had the exclusive. Can you please welcome? It's the boys from Aunty Donna. It's Broden, Mark, and Zach. Yay!
Broden.
Oh, sorry.
Broden.
Early in the morning, my ass is full of farts.
Oh, and that's Mark. Mark's pretty farty today, Josh. I'm sorry. I should have told you before the podcast. Mark's been farty, and every podcast we've done on this press tour, he's been farting left, he's been farting right. It's really, really, really embarrassing.
Careful, I'm going to shit my pants.
Is that true that this is the only podcast that you guys have ever done?
I think
Ever?
so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Until
Congrats.
2 weeks ago, when we then committed to every single podcast in Australia.
You're not doing my podcast.
That was.
Well,
on
you haven't
purpose.
asked, Michelle, unless
Yeah,
you
well-
have, and I didn't respond, which is very likely.
I don't have a podcast.
That makes sense then.
Do you want mine, Michelle?
I should I? Oh yeah, I'd love it.
Okay.
Welcome to Don't You Know Who I Am? Who knows who
Yep.
tweeted it?
Yep.
This is why you don't
story.
have a podcast. This is why you
My
don't have
name's
a
you!
podcast.
Broden Fuck you, Kelly, and I Mark.
don't like mucking around.
Oh, shut up! Everyone, shut up! This is my podcast.
Doing a bit of brand.
I'd like to take over from Braz because I think she's doing a really mucky job of the
Real-
podcast.
Oh,
I'm
women
gonna
supporting
take it
women.
over.
All right,
Yeah.
all
No,
right.
I'm gonna
This
take over.
Demi.
I'm gonna take over. Welcome, Don't You Know Who I Am, where we come piss and we piss come. All right, who wants to hear a tweet?
I do.
All right,
Oh,
here's
no.
a tweet.
Imagine
I-
pissing down.
Josh Earl.
Love this, and I think that the listeners also love 7 people talking over top of each other, and I think that's what podcasts should be in the future.
Can I sing a song? Can I
Yes,
sing
at the
a
end. At the end. We'll
It's
close it.
10 in the morning and Demi's drinking Coke. Demi's drinking Coke. Demi's drinking Coke. Anyway, go
10
on.
in the morning.
We are doing this at 10 in the morning, and
Coke.
I
Demi's
woke
drinking
up
Coke.
early this morning and saw
Demi's
that Demi had been
drinking Coke.
tweeting at 5 o'clock in the morning. So I thought, maybe she's been up all night and she might not make the podcast, but she's here, drinking Coke.
No. No. Josh.
All right.
No.
Our first game.
Josh.
Our first game today is called Social Media. Well, I'm going to read out updates by the 6 of you. Now, Aunty Donna, you tweet together, so you're going to be playing this first round as a team. Okay? If you know who tweeted these tweets, your names are your buzzers.
Oh.
A point if you get right, a point to the person who actually wrote the tweet if you're incorrect. So you can't lose any points.
Can you get bonus points for guessing which of the Donnas did the tweet?
I could get so many bonus points for that. I
All right,
reckon.
we'll do that then.
Yeah,
Okay?
I think I can guess who done it.
All
I
right.
can't guess.
Here we go.
You all look the same to Ben.
Here we go.
And there are 43 people on this podcast. If you do impressions of us, it's going to be too much.
It's going to fall apart, mate.
For a fact,
my
that's the
name's-
precipice.
My name's Zach.
All right, first question is this one. The clarinet is just saxophone for virgins. Who wrote that?
That's fantastic.
Ben.
Mark.
I heard Ben first.
I like Zach just
fucking
critiquing. Zach just critiquing the tweet. Oh, that's quite good.
Oh, that's quite good.
I think it's Michelle Brasier.
You are correct, Ben Russell. Point there for
Thank
Ben
you
Russell.
so much, Zach. Thank you.
Yes.
Sorry, I spoke over you. Ben, did you say Michelle?
I did.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I'm going to not speak over people. I'll speak when spoken to. I'm so sorry. I've ruined the whole fucking podcast.
Now it's bad.
I think it
No,
was
it's
bad.
because of
It is
me.
bad.
Zach made him do bad.
Don't do the
jobs.
first one, Zach. We can get it
You guys
back.
remember
The
when
problem
Zach
happened at
ruined this
conception.
podcast?
Yeah, I'm furious with
I'm
Zach.
so sorry, guys. Oh man, I thought that was just me being negative, but you've confirmed it now.
No, it's real. It's real, Zach.
This is
You did a
real.
really bad job.
This is a real
Question.
problem.
Question number 2. What if instead of just a noise, your butthole yelled fart?
Michelle,
Ben.
Yes, Michelle.
is it Demi?
That is Demi. Yes, a
You
point there for
can't
Michelle.
just use
Shit.
stuff that is already just clearly me, Josh.
I went through all your tweets,
Such a
Demi.
Demi tweet.
All of them.
My buzzer is not being respected in this game, and I'm getting mad.
I'm sorry. I just
Shut
heard
up,
Michelle.
Mark.
Allegations of fraud in this podcast.
This is fucking rigged.
Count the votes.
All right, next question. Every fucking TikTok dance looks the fucking same.
Mark.
Michelle.
Yes, Mark. I heard Mark first.
I don't know if I'm allowed to answer this one because I know who it was.
Who was it?
It was us, but it was Zach.
Yes, you dipshit. So you don't get a point.
Yes, you dipshit. Yes, you dipshit.
I don't know how the game works, and I don't care.
Me? Was it me?
Yes.
Hey, Zach, guess
I
what?
knew it was Zach
What?
though. That was definitely Zach.
You didn't ruin this podcast. Mark did.
Mark.
But fuck you! I'm playing
Mark
really well.
ruined.
I don't tweet that much.
Shut up, Mark.
Shut up.
Ass. My fucking ass.
What is the breakdown of the Aunty Donna boys on Twitter? Who handles
This is the
Twitter
breakdown
closely?
here. You're watching it.
I
The guy
would
gets
say
it.
70% Zach,
Nah.
20% Broden, 9% Sam, and 1% Mark would be my
All
guess.
right.
Higher
Is that
percentage of
accurate?
Broden,
On election-
percentage of
Higher
Broden.
percentage of Broden.
On election day, I was sitting here all freaked out, and then Mark got on our Twitter account and just started going, "Hands up if you've ever done a fart," and it was really, really funny. So like Mark's like he doesn't tweet a lot, but when he tweets, he fucking tweets. I hope that's not one of the questions.
It was like, be honest.
me and Broden don't own a 50% share on our own in the Twitter. But if we came together, the board couldn't block any decisions we make.
All right, next tweet. I'm going to have a go for Prime Minister. Who's that?
Mark.
Zach Ben.
I heard Mark. I heard Mark.
Yeah, Ben.
think
I would
Ben?
say that was Ben.
Was Michelle Brasier there? Point there for
Suck
it.
Michelle.
Suck it.
Yeah.
Oh, so you didn't guess a woman. Wow.
No, because
So
I'm a
interesting.
sodgy boy.
So soggy sodge.
Interesting.
Little sodgy sodge. Would you guys vote for me?
Yeah.
What's
Yeah,
your
big
platform?
Policies, Michelle.
Yeah.
The
Really?
policies.
Yeah.
Everyone gets a dog if they want one.
I think that is-
And healthcare, free healthcare, and as well,
Healthcare for the dog. Healthcare for the dog.
healthcare for the dog.
Healthcare for the dog.
Yeah, but
Thank
have
you
you
for-
costed it? Have you costed it at Treasury?
It's free.
Yeah.
No,
Have
it's
you gone
free.
to the Treasury and knocked
What
on
about-
knock how much are the dogs going to cost?
It's
What
free.
about unemployment and homelessness,
We're
Michelle?
a trillion
What about
dollars.
that?
I said housing, I said
What about,
housing.
what about
Trillion
reconciliation,
Universal
Michelle?
basic income and reconciliation.
That's
I want
fantastic.
another sorry
I'm
day.
all for the
I want to-
concept.
You
I want
can't have
another
a sorry day.
I want another
little
sorry
white
day.
boy.
I want another sorry day.
No, little white boy, you don't get a sorry day.
I want a sorry day. I want a sorry day for me, and I want a second birthday, Michelle.
You can have a second birthday.
Michelle, I'm all
Debbie's
for
turned into
you
Veruca
guys.
Salt.
I want it now.
I
For
want
you,
the
Michelle, but I
world.
just want to see.
I want the whole world.
Question
I want to lock
5.
it right up in my pocket. It's my bar of chocolate. Give it to me.
You
I
think it's
want
heavy.
today.
I
I
want tomorrow.
Next question. I just panic bought 100 bags of cum.
Demi,
Demi. Yes, Demi.
Ben.
Yes, you are correct. A point there for Debbie.
That's one of them free
I
dogs.
did,
Cum
and
really-
the cum still has not come. It's still not come in the mail.
If
Bullshit.
ever there was an ABC documentary in 30 years looking at this era of Australian comedy, you best hope that ABC's okay with cum, because there has to be at least a half episode on that. I mean, I remember seeing Fancy Boy with their buckets of cum, and I knew cum had finally arrived. I mean, there'd been cum murmurings before that. Donna had made some cum references, but now cum was here.
All right, next question. Look out for my new character, Stephen Blowjobs.
Zach,
Yes, Zach.
is it Demi?
No, that's Ben again. That's
I thought
another
that was
Oh
Ben.
man, I wish it was me.
You want to hear Stephen?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can we
Stephen
see
Blowjobs is
Stephen
okay.
Blowjobs?
Imagine a world where a blowjob fits in the palm of your hand.
Can I make a suggestion for costume? Can you have the Steve Jobs turtleneck but with a hole in the neck there so you can pull it up and just have
Yeah.
I need to tell you guys, I didn't realize it was a play on Steve Jobs. I thought it was just a man.
You know what I thought Stephen Blowjobs was going to be? This is how I would have done. Oh, I love blowjobs. I love blowing people and getting blown. I'm Stephen Blowjob.
Hey, my name's Stephen Blowjobs. No relation to Steve Jobs. Not at all. We're not the same at all.
Blow
I like
is
golf.
hyphen. Blow is
Blow is
hyphen. Not my
hyphen.
middle name.
I do not like technology. I am an Amish man.
Right, next question. Demi's broken.
She's broken.
Next question.
I would
Oh,
describe this podcast as listenable.
Yeah.
Jeff Buckley trending, fearing the worst.
That's a good tweet.
Yes, Demi.
Demi, Michelle.
No, that was Aunty Donna. Point there for Aunty
Fuck
Donna.
you.
Oh, thank
Hey
God.
Josh, fuck you.
That was Aunty
Hey,
Donna.
Josh.
Which one?
Was
Fuck
that
you.
was
It's
it
not
Sam?
Josh's fault, Demi.
Yeah.
Have a
No,
guess.
it's Josh's fault. Fuck you,
Zach.
Josh.
Yeah, fuck you, Josh. I think Demi's
Fuck
got a
you,
point now that I
Josh.
think about it.
You fucked up and
So-
fuck you.
You can get a point though, Demi. Who you think which one it was?
Michelle.
Oh, okay, of Aunty Donna. You're going to get an extra point, but no extra point.
It was me. No, it was me. It was me.
It was me, damn it.
I got the podcast.
Rosen Kelly.
I got the password.
Murder and Kelly
All right.
on the Twitter.
Next question, bit of a long one. Aesop have just released candles. For $135, you can have yourself a candle in this, the year 2020, a beautiful candle to light the recession and death for only $135. $135.
Zach.
Thank you, Aesop, for this candle.
Mark.
Yes, Zach.
Michelle.
Yes, you are correct. Another point there for
That
Well
tweet
done.
did very well.
Congratulations.
That was very
Really?
well. And then I wrote a song about a girl who kills her mother to get her inheritance so she can buy the Aesop candle. And then I didn't release it in time, and now it's not
You
relevant.
heard that on Triple J Unearthed.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's
Welcome
getting
to
a
the
couple spins.
Jays.
Getting a couple spins.
This is from Michelle Brasier about a girl who does something. I've
We
forgotten.
love music.
Can I task one of you guys? I think Ben Russell could really pull this off, but maybe Michelle, it's between you. Can you create a character who always comes up with the best like parody songs or the best online sketches for trending things, but never pulls it together in time? It's always just
Good.
a day late. Oh, that would have done really well.
Let's do a collab.
Yeah, we'll do a project. Do you
Next
want to start with
question.
Pony 2020?
He's still out there.
Still
Gotta
there.
get that
You
Gal
should do
Gadot with
something
a
about
Imagine.
Next question. Where is pussy on the food pyramid?
Michelle.
Yes, Michelle.
Demi.
Yes, you are correct. A point there for
I was
Michelle.
going to say
Yeah.
Nina
That's a good-
Oyama.
That's a good tweet. Yeah.
Nina Oyama. That
Whoa,
is a good Nina
Hi,
tweet.
Tom.
I was just calling you. I'm just going to close the door, please.
The door was already closed.
Oh, he was doing a good. That was a
too
good
loud for
fake
Tom.
tired
it wasn't,
voice,
It wasn't
Tom.
closed.
It really wasn't.
Okay,
Oh,
I'm
my
sorry.
name's Tom. I'm so
Really?
tired.
I was up streaming last night.
Oh, I'm so tired, Tom. Oh no! Listen, Demi. I'm trying to sleep.
I'll be up for my Gaulier clown training.
Tom Walker is good.
I'm I'm in the doghouse.
Oh, sorry. Was
House
your,
for
was your
Demi.
boyfriend up late night streaming, Demi?
It's fucking
and
10
now we
o'clock.
need
He's too
rest?
tall.
Tell
Tell
him
him
to
I've had
get-
enough.
Tell him to get up.
Tell him
Get
to go
up.
back to France.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fucking clown piece of shit.
Next,
Pretend like you're an old Frenchman.
next
Oh.
question. Paul Blart Moon Cup.
Ben.
Mark.
Yes, Ben.
Michelle.
No, that was Demi. A point there for
Fuck.
Demi.
Wait, I don't remember
There
doing
are
any of this,
there
Josh.
is
You're
a-
making shit up.
Demi,
No, that
you're
was a good
very
one.
funny on
I searched
Twitter.
it. It
Oh,
came
Yeah,
up.
that's a good-
Mark, that sounded very mean, but thank you. Because I know you meant it. I said it sounded.
No, she's right. Mark, how's this sound? Mark, you're very funny on Twitter.
That sounds real. That sounds like a lovely compliment. You
Look at
fucking
this
freak.
spaniel. Look at this spaniel. Everyone listening to the podcast. Look at this
Yeah.
spaniel in my house.
Yeah, look at
Why the
that.
fuck? What
For
did
the
why?
listener, Michelle
Who's
I
has
gave
a
that?
birth
dog.
to him. I gave
It
birth
was.
to
It
him.
was probably. I'm sorry. It was probably about as mean as if I don't know. Someone would have raided someone else and they would be ungrateful for it on Twitch.
Oh.
That,
Here we
probably like that,
go.
Ben. Probably
Here
like
we
that,
go.
Ben.
Learned how to take a joke, mate.
Speaking of jokes, next tweet. The arts in this country is very important. Imagine a world without Shane Jacobson on every TV show and movie. Shocking.
Michelle.
Yes, Michelle.
Ben Russell.
Yes, it was Ben Russell.
I do have I've got a vendetta against Shane Jacobson
I thought
for no
that was
reason
a-
whatsoever.
I would have thought that was
Tall
a
poppy
Aunty Donna
syndrome.
Sandlingham.
Yeah, that's true.
That
Oh,
was
no,
very
I just
good,
like,
Ben.
I just enjoy seeing him on everything. That's the thing.
I worked with him once.
Uh-oh, don't tell. Please don't
Hey,
tell him.
Okay.
Auntie Donna,
Okay.
if the ABC, instead of Netflix, picked up your show, Shane Jacobson could have been the Weird Al Yankovic character.
He would have been
Yeah,
EP.
I think we probably if it was a Channel 7 show, I think our show, if it was on Channel 7, would be hosted by Shane Jacobson.
Or Kenny would have turned up in every second sketch.
If it was Channel 10, it would have been hosted by Osher, which
Yeah.
would
Yeah.
be sexy and
If it's
sweet.
Channel 10, it would have had a live element.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Osher
Tommy
seems
Little would have
really-
been in there at
let's
least.
head on back to our house.
Osher
Sorry,
seems
Josh.
really normal.
And
Josh, don't you think Osher seems
Osher?
really normal?
Yeah.
You think he seems like a normal person?
Yeah, I think
yeah.
I
What do
think
you think, Josh?
I think, you know what, I think we should support his Twitch. I think it's like,
Yeah.
He's a bit-
there's not much going on. So support
he
his
doesn't have
Twitch,
much
it'll
going
be
on.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, our
I
last
He's a bit-
question for
I
this.
think he seems normal.
Our last question for this round should be easy. Retweet if you've ever done a fart. Be honest.
Oh,
Michelle.
Yes,
Ah.
Michelle.
Auntie Donna.
Yes, it was Aunty Donna. And who? And which
It was
the Aunty
Mark.
Donna? And it was Mark.
Sorry.
That was a
Sorry.
listening and comprehension question.
Yeah, we did it.
So
It's
can I
there.
just
I'm not
say
making it
now
up.
that oh wow, there you
That was
go.
real.
Now that all the listeners have switched off
Stop
because of the unlistenable screaming,
Yeah.
what do you guys want to just have a chat?
Yeah, I think so. How have you been, Zach?
stick
And
with
do
it, Josh. Stick with it, Josh.
Yeah.
Push through.
Zach, how
You don't know
have
how
been?
well I'm at the edit.
Josh,
What do you
I'm
guys
so
think
sorry.
about-
I'm just talking to Zach.
How well are you at the edit,
I'm
Josh?
very good at the edit.
What do you
I'm
guys
very
think
good
about-
at it? You're not even in this episode, Michelle.
No, I'd like to hear.
What do you guys reckon about the dwindling number of bees?
I'm worried. I'm worried. I'm worried.
I
I'm
don't
worried.
really
I'm worried. I'm worried.
mind. I
It's
think that
interesting, isn't it?
Yeah,
use
it's
their
interesting,
asses
isn't it?
makes
Yeah,
them-
it's
End of that round. The scores are Demi Lardner on 2 points. Ben
Congratulations.
Russell on 2 points. The Aunty Donna
Congratulations.
boys on 2 points, but in the lead on 6
Congratulations.
points. It's Michelle Brasier.
Congratulations.
I listen and I learn.
Congratulations.
All right, this
Michelle's got
round.
that great quality.
Pith
that
round.
is great for these sorts of podcasts where she keeps it funny but also wins. She's
Yeah.
the Ed Cavalier
Yeah.
of today.
Still pissed.
Oh, burn.
This round is called 9 to 5. What a way to make a living. Now, we've all had jobs. Some of them are good, some are not so good. In this round, we're talking about one of those ones that wasn't so good. And today, we're talking about a young Demi Lardner. Now, when Demi was working long hours at Hungry Jack's, she would get a bit sleepy. So what would she do to give herself a bit of a wake up? Was it A, she would get a large Coke container and fill it up entirely with the post-mix Coke syrup, none of the soda water in it, and put some ice in it.
Oh my
And she would
God.
drink one of these each shift and put off going to the dentist for years. Was it B? She
all
would
of the above.
drench
I was just gonna say.
she would drench her pants with water and then go stand in the walk-in freezer until her pants froze. She would then work the rest of the shift with frozen pants. Or C, she would put tomato slices inside of her socks it was so gross and uncomfortable that she would stay alert for the entire shift.
They
Now,
all seem
one of
normal
these is
for
true.
Demi.
Now, you can ask Demi as many questions you want, but bear in mind, Demi wants you to get this wrong, so she gets your points.
I'm so stressed about this.
Now,
So here's the
Aunty
thing.
Donna, you're no longer playing as a team, okay?
Okay,
You're no longer.
right.
You're now individuals.
I
So,
think I
It's
know.
on.
floor is open for questions. Ask away.
Here's the thing. Here's my concern or issue, knowing Demi quite well, that that A is the most believable. A is the thing I can see someone finding themselves in that situation where they need that much sugar. That holds no weight in this game with Debbie.
Yeah. I think like my instinct is to move away from ones where you've written for a reason. Like she is pointless mayhem. Like I once saw her in Edinburgh take a badge and just like drive it through her belly button skin just for no reason. Like just to watch the world burn.
Yeah.
She really is the Joker of comedy. And
The issue
I
is the issue is that B and C are so ridiculous, but when put onto Demi, very believable.
the pants freezing
Hey,
sounds
like-
really funny.
Like
I
Zach
don't
said,
I don't like to be known. I don't like to be. Don't like
So
to be this
unpredictable.
known.
like Zach,
True horror.
like Zach said, it has to be A, right? It has to be A. There's
think
no
it might
way
be
it's
B.
A. There's no
Could be
way
A.
it's A.
It could be A. Who knows what's not on the list? See, she could have drunk like post-mix Coke and then also just wore burger patties in her hat.
When you said this, I
And she
imagined
just
her
didn't
putting her
think to
hand in the
mention
deep
that.
freezer, in the deep fryer. That's what I thought it was going to be. And I would have been like, yeah, that, probably.
I reckon it's pants freezing.
I think it's
Pants
pants freezing too. We
Yeah.
can ask her questions, yeah? Is that
Demi,
right?
Demi, how often did you do this thing? Was it every shift? Was it once or twice? How regularly did you do it?
Probably about. I worked at Honey J for like I
Not
think
long
it was.
based on this story.
I did get. They told me that I might get fired for steel burgering, but then I told my mum I wanted to. All right, just really quickly, I'll just tell you the reason that I left Honey J was because I was really excited to go with my boyfriend Dylan McLean to see Paul Blart Mall Cop at the cinema. And so I told my mum that the managers were nasty to me, and she called up and quit for me. And so I only worked there for about 9 months.
Yeah.
And nobody, I don't think anybody ever really noticed that I did this thing, but nobody ever really noticed anything.
Because did
Did you
tell
do
her
it
what
every
about
day?
Did you do it,
Yeah.
Demi?
No, I didn't do it every day. I think I did it about 5 or
Freezer.
6 times.
Freezer pants.
And was
Five
it
and
was
six
it your
times.
little secret, or were other people aware that you were doing it?
Well, I think they probably noticed, but I didn't overtly tell them that, hey, do you know what's a good trick? Is this?
Yeah,
I'm
a
gonna
pants then.
needle in on B because A and C I can see how you could do that covertly. With B, when you're freezing, tell me, like, walk me through that process of
frozen
getting your
pants.
pants wet, getting into the freezer. How do you do that? Are you pantless for a time, or are you like just
No.
squishing?
There's a pressure. So when you're washing the containers and stuff at Honey J, there's like a pressure hose. You know these ones where you clean
Yeah.
the ones that go like this. So it'll kind of just penetrate your clothes as soon as it like touches them. So you just kind of spray your legs because the floor's always wet with like burger time. So like you just spray your legs, you walk into the freezer, and then you wait for a bit.
Yeah, okay. And how does the tomato thing work?
Chuck it in a sock.
And walk around.
Walk around with tomato sock.
Like that episode of
Alright.
I Love Lucy, you know.
Like the episode of I Love Lucy, Zach.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I think it's freezer pants.
So Michelle's locking in B. Okay.
I hope it's A.
Zach, what are you locking in?
Look, sometimes I like to be contrary just as a catch-all, but I think I'm going to go freezer pants as well.
Freezer pants. Broden, what do you think?
Yeah, freezer pants.
Ben.
Oh, I'm gonna go freezer pants as well.
And Mark, are you going to go freezer pants as well?
I have to.
You
I-
have to.
I have to. I feel peer pressure now.
It is a clean sweep of the board. It was freezer pants. Yeah.
Fucking bullshit. This is
Freezer
fucking
pants.
bullshit.
Demi, that is
Fucking
a
bullshit.
psycho thing to do. And with any other group, they all would not have guessed that you freezer pants. But we know you intimately. We've done Edinburghs together. I've seen you at your worst. And
Anyone else?
At your worst.
Anyone else, Demi? Any other person that was supposed to? Everyone would have said A.
Yeah.
I know from my experience with you, there is not a possibility it was A. There was no way.
The flaw with the writing is that Josh gave a reason for the first one and the last one. It's like, to stay awake or to get
Oh,
Yeah.
just does shit.
Did you say the
my fault.
floor with the writing?
Yeah, he's critiquing Josh's podcasting.
Look at this. He gets one Netflix special and he thinks he's fucking king
You
shit.
should
over
run
here.
things
Like, I
past
don't know,
Broden next
You're a
time.
hack,
Let
Earl.
Broden do
You've
a
always
pass.
been a hack.
Broden needs to punch things up, I think, in the future. And
I
if you
can't
need a
write
dramaturg, Zach's very good at that stuff.
Right.
Just
Yeah,
don't ever
I can
call
help
me.
you
And
with
if you
just
need,
sort of
like,
some structural
choreography.
concerns.
Yeah.
All right.
And if you need, like, I could watch.
Great. I do need an audience. That's good. All right. At the end of that round, the scores are Demi, you're still on 2 points. Michelle, you're on 7
Hey,
points.
Josh, fuck you.
Everyone else is on 3 points. You can still win this, Demi. You can still come back.
Hey, Josh, go fuck yourself.
Plenty of questions left, Demi. You'll do well.
Don't be mad at the beneficiary, be mad at the system, Demi.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
right.
All right, this
I
round
hate
is
you.
called Yeah, Nah, Yeah. In this round, each of you are given a fact about someone else on the panel. If you think it's true, you say yeah. If it's a lie, you'll say nah. A point if you get it right. A point to the person who the fact may or may
And
not
the
be
Donnas
about.
can't answer
if
once
you
for
agree.
me.
No, it's individually. So
Free for all, mate.
now to
Oh, here we
Demi,
go.
Broden here was cast as the school bully in a Channel 10 show, but the shoot day clashed with his Year 12 English exam, so he turned it down. Yeah or nah? You can ask him some questions.
I don't care.
You don't care. It is for a point, Demi. Okay. You
I
want
don't
these
care
points.
about this. I don't care. I don't care.
See, she does. There's no reason for what she does. It's just-
I think there's some clear reasoning behind.
Do you need to go? Do you need to go hop in the freezer for a bit, Demi? Is this...
Drink another my Coke. I'm feeling now.
I reckon you
feeling
drank the
nasty.
Coke as well. I reckon you drank the Coke and you got in the freezer.
Yeah.
I didn't know that, but I only tasted the syrup. I only tasted the syrup.
You don't seem like a little boy who's
So
just
you didn't swallow it. You spat
I
it out. You
didn't-
tasted,
I-
spat it out.
Tasted it and spat it out. I did not. What's a funny thing to say in the president voice? I didn't drink. I didn't come on the woman. You know,
Which
That's
president
what he
voice is
said.
that?
That's
That
less of a.
President Clinton, Hillary.
Yeah.
I didn't come on my woman. So I think that Broden probably went to school. Was that the yeah?
Yeah. You gonna say
Yeah,
yeah?
I think he probably just went to school.
You are correct, Demi. He was a good boy, and he went to year 12 English
He's
exam.
a good boy and he loves to
Did that
go to
work out
school.
for you,
His
mate?
name is
Yeah.
Broden.
I regret
Oh,
it. Why? I was for
his
Elephant
name
Princess.
is
I was cast as the lead bully in the Elephant Princess on Channel 10. Chris Hemsworth's in it, and all these other fucking people are in it. And I was like, oh, I've got my English exam, so I didn't
That's
do the show.
insane.
Yeah.
what a
Margot
fucking
Robbie.
idiot.
Margot Robbie was in it.
What the fuck was I doing?
You could have
You
been a
stupid.
henchman.
So
Robbie.
you're slumming it with a fucking alt comedy group. Fucking best we'll ever get is I like them, and you could have been fucking Ant-Man about now.
Yeah.
Ant-Man.
Yeah,
You could have been
Could've
Ant-Man
been
and going.
You could have been Ant-Man.
You could have been
been
sitting
Ant-Man.
down with your agent going, you know what? I'm always playing Ant-Man. I want to do a Scorsese. And I
You
can
could be
afford to do cheap.
You could be the Joker right now.
You could be Joker.
Oh.
I got asked the
could
other
be
day as
Jack.
well to audition for a Hemsworth movie, and I turned that down too because we're doing Netflix press. So that's
Broden,
probably
can you tell?
that's gonna.
Could you list off more opportunities that you've received? And,
I'm just saying I'm a
just
fucking
completely
idiot.
blown.
But also, I'm awful at auditions, so I'm like, I wouldn't have been in that show.
All right, give us an audition right now.
Yeah.
What? Get out of my fucking house!
Can we just start? Can we just start? Who you are, who represents you, and then go with the lines. Thanks, Broden.
Thanks, Broden.
Thank you.
Broden Kelly, BGM agency.
I'm happy to read opposite you, bro, by the way.
What the fuck are you doing with her?
You know that she's my girl.
Thanks very much.
Thanks. Yep. We're just looking for someone a bit taller.
Hey guys, I just want you all to know that I just turned down Hemsworth movie too.
Well, I want you
Me on
guys
the
to know
telephone,
that
they say, I love Netflix.
I didn't turn down the movie. I turned down the offer to audition.
Broden Kelly is offer only, and he was offered the Hemsworth movie, and he said no.
Well,
I got
want you
asked to
know.
be Nutty Professor 3, and no one said yes.
Someone said, you get to smooch. They said, Zach, you get to smooch all the Hemsworths. And I
Yeah.
said, no, thank you. Not for audition, thank you.
All right, Broden, you didn't get a point there, but you can get a point here. So, to Broden, Ben's first serious girlfriend took him to church. And at first, Ben thought it was really cool because there were bands and everyone was really happy. But halfway through, all the adults started talking in tongues. And Ben knew then that religion and this girl were not for him. Yeah
What
or
church?
nah?
What church, Ben?
Balcatta Church. I don't really
True.
remember. It's one of those big cunts.
True. Margaret Court ones. One of them fucked Perth Margaret Court ones.
Yeah.
You going to say true, Broden?
Yeah.
You
yeah.
are correct. It was true. Yeah,
Yeah.
true story.
That's so
yeah.
Perth. Fucking
Yeah, they
Perth.
started to, like, it was huge and so big production values. And I was like, wow, this is like a bloody rock concert. And then they started talking gibberish and I was like, nah, I'm gone. This is it. I already do this. I know this improv game. This is called
like-
subtitles.
You're like, I hate indoctrination. I hate people who say a certain way is the only way to do it. That's fucked. I'm going to improv school.
Yeah, guys, I'm an atheist,
There
so...
will be blood, isn't it? Perth is just full. It's just like Bogan, there will be blood.
I think there will be blood is Bogan, there will be blood.
Yeah, that's-
Isn't it?
I drink your milkshake, mate. Get the fuck out of here.
All right.
I've abandoned my boy.
Now, to Ben Russell.
Finished, cunt.
Hey, here's the thing, man. Here's the thing, right? If you get in at the right point in the market, I was reading Barefoot Investor, you can drink all of it. You just got to get in at the right point. You don't want to buy at the top of the market, mate.
All right, to Ben. Now,
Paul
when
Dano's
Zach-
got a funny head, doesn't he?
This is a 2-hour podcast.
Potatoes,
When
fuck, look at
Zach-
that.
Silly head.
When Zach here was a small boy, for Mother's Day, his class were to make clay cups for their mothers. Zach's was okay, but a girl in his class did an amazing one. It was so good that Zach stole it when it was drying and gave it to his own mother. She loved it and still has it in the house. And every time Zach sees it, he feels immense guilt, but he has never confessed. Yeah or nah?
Who's that to?
About Zach to Ben.
What was it, Zach?
What's this?
What was it?
It was a cup.
What was the cup of?
So my one had mum written on it, and I'd written it M-O-M because I thought it would be like cool because I'd just seen that they'd spelt it like that in America. And her one, and it looked good, like I think, and her one had M-U-M and looked nice, and I regretted the M-O-M, so I just stole
I'm going to say nah.
You're going to say nah?
Yeah.
You are correct. Zach is a very good boy, would never do that. Yes.
I'm a good boy.
You'd have too much anxiety about it. He'd be
Fuck
flipping
me
out.
Fuck me up. I would just
Start a
I'd be tossing
podcast,
and turning.
investigative, trying to
He's-
find the woman to return her cup to her.
He'd start
Placing the
crying.
cup on the grave of the mother it was intended for.
The only part of the story that isn't like believable is that it's still there. Because I would just like, it would be like the beating heart. Like I
Yeah.
could see a situation where that happened, but I would see the cup every day. I'd
See-
sooner like bury the cup.
I'm gonna
Mum,
guess
mum,
there's
mum,
3
mum.
people on this podcast who have stolen stuff and 3 people who have never stolen stuff.
What am I? What am I?
Never.
I'm gonna say never stolen something, Michelle.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna say Zach has never stolen something. I'm also gonna say Broden has never stolen something. And I'm gonna say the other 3, so Mark, Ben, and Debbie have stolen stuff.
Fuck you and correct.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's actually
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah,
Very
go
true.
fuck yourself and well done, cunt.
I think that's really unfair, but it is also quite
Makes a
spot
lot
on.
of sense. Yes.
I've stolen plenty of hearts.
Fuck off.
Doesn't count, you fucking dweeb.
All right, now to Zach. This question is for you. Now, when Michelle, her dad was her primary school vice principal, and once when her friend was over playing, every time Michelle's dad entered the room, the friend would start crying because she was so nervous. Michelle then made her dad go outside for the rest of the play date. So he just sat in the car and listened to the radio until the kid got picked up.
Listen to the
Yeah or
trucks.
nah?
Oh, that's tough. That's tough. I just realized I don't think I know what your dad's job. So that What's that?
I mean, I have to tell you this, even if it's a lie, but he was vice principal of my school.
That's very believable. My mum was the librarian, and she was one of the like one of the. I don't want to say this about mum. I love mum, but she was one of the ones that you'd get sent to if you were naughty, kind of thing. Like
so was my dad. I got threatened to send. I'm going to send you to your dad all the time.
Yeah, so I know that dynamic. Crying. I also know that you would do that. You will go outside for 4 hours now. The actual crying element.
It wasn't me crying. It was Rebecca
it was the
crying.
friend crying.
Rebecca.
So I think there's a bit of a
Rebecca Roos.
even when you're 7, there's like a bizarre thrill.
Rebecca.
Why did the kid cry? How old were they?
Rebecca.
We were like 11.
Rebecca.
You were 11, and what was
She
the
just
reason?
cried because she was scared of Dad.
Rebecca.
He wasn't even cranky, but he was the person that you'd get sent to. So he was just.
I'm gonna go with false, and I'll tell you why. Because I think that the perverse thrill of seeing a teacher out of school is so surreal. Even if they're the mean teachers, like, they're in normal clothes in the kitchen, fixing themselves a sandwich. So I don't think they cried. I'm gonna go false.
You are correct. Yes, it was a false story. Well played. Well played.
Thank you.
Are you a detective?
No, I just tap into my own truth, and my own truth says no one's crying.
That's
Zach's a
fucking bullshit. You're a fucking detective.
Zach's a detective.
You're a fucking detective.
All right,
Zach's
two.
a fucking detective. Zach's a
Never
fucking
fucking
detective.
detective.
Zach's a fucking
Zach's fucking
detective.
detective.
Fuck you.
Our email back and forth, Josh. I think I'm going to get these people in. We're all going to do, and I've never been so sure of how something's going to go in my life. Like, this has gone exactly how I expected it to go.
I love it.
There's like, in the same way you said stolen, you've gotten in like, it's like 4 out of 6. 4 out of 6 of your guests are the one you only get one of. Michelle wrote it in one of us.
All right, so to Michelle. Now, Mark once injured his foot and had to have a doctor come to his house. The doctor said he needed to rest it for 3 weeks. And Mark very earnestly said, I cannot do that, doctor, because I'm in a play where I play a character called Stomping Pete. Yeah or nah? You're asking questions, or you don't need to. You don't need to.
100%.
Michelle, you are correct. That is a true story, yes.
Do you remember when you guys got in big trouble for doing Stompin' Pete when a man was trying to talk about like his dead dad or something downstairs?
Yes.
No. What happened was, I'll tell you what happened there. Was we were in Edinburgh and we're doing this fucked afternoon show every day with Ben Russell, Alistair, Tremblay Burchell, and a bunch of others. Andy, I think Andy was doing it as well. And we were like, we have a usual set that we do. We have a usual set that we did, which had like, you know, trendy cafe and all some of our hot, you know, a normal midday show set that we have. And then we get on one day and we're like, oh, let's do something a bit different. Let's do this sketch we've just been thinking about doing. I can't remember what it was called. Stomp Clap. What was it called? Stomp Clap something. What was the other one?
Click.
Stomp Clap Click, right?
Like I'm clicking Rick and I'm clapping
Sam or whatever, and then I come on, I'm stomping Pete and stomp on the ground, right? And so we get on there, and so we open the show that way. We'd never done it that way before, right? And as we're doing it, we look over, and Ben and a few other comics are like, they look like they're stressing out. They're like freaking out. We're like, that's weird. It's going well. And so we're doing it and whatever, and we're stomping and we're clapping, clicking. And then the show finishes, and then we get pulled aside by the guy who runs it, and he's like, oh, I forgot to tell you. Yesterday, we got a noise complaint from the act downstairs, from the show downstairs. Whenever you guys come on midday, you're making a lot of noise, and it's during a rape scene in the play. Like a really full-on scene. And he's like, and then I forgot to tell you, and then you came out and changed the set to one where you're stomping. So now it looks like they came to us, went, can you tone it down? I said, okay. And then behind the curtains, we went, now fuck them. We're going to dial it up to 11.
It was literally that day.
That day.
It was awful. It
Then
was
also,
the-
but then he got a soldier's injury from this character, and he had to change the character to Raspberry Bart, who blows raspberries like a fart.
So it's a thing called soldier foot where I think I either bruised or tore all the ligaments in the bottom of my feet.
this.
And it was in the middle of comedy festival. And I said to the doctor, we don't cancel shows. Aunty Donna just doesn't cancel shows. We don't do it. And I was like, I am going on stage tonight, but I won't be stomping.
I remember he sat us down. We'll get a coffee before every show to sort of check in about the show before and talk about the show that's coming. And he sat us down and he goes, guys, I've got some bad news. I can't do Stomp and Pete anymore. I have come up with a backup plan. His name is Raspberry Bart. He does Raspberry Bart. I know this is a compromise, but I just need to make sure you're okay with it. You need to understand this wasn't my first choice, but the doctor said I had to do Raspberry Bart. It is raspberries like a fart.
Upon a consultation with a GP, I am no longer going to be doing the character Stomping Pete. The doctor suggested maybe a Raspberry Bart type character.
Can you imagine if Raspberry Bart was the breakout character from Aunty Donna? Like, you went on for solo, she's doing Raspberry Bart. You go on another podcast where you talk about the process of where it came from. You have to tell the story earnestly.
Yeah.
It was then that I truly became Raspberry Bart.
Mark, what did we do for the last day of that particular showcase show?
That particular showcase show, what we did was all the comics switched sets.
I fucking remember that, and I remember Zach coming up and trying to do Didn't you try and host the fucking show, Zach?
Yes, I did, because I
Stop
thought,
laughing. You gotta stop laughing.
I thought the whole game was no one would do any prep. We would get up and just do each other's sets from memory, and it would be fucked. That's what I thought the game. I thought the game was like, wouldn't it be funny if we all get up there and don't remember anything, and the audience is sitting there like, what the fuck? And then it's like payback to them because they're doing free fringe, pay for a
That is
show.
so funny.
That's what I thought the game was. And then I knew as we were walking towards the venue, and I saw Mark just like running through Alistair Tremblay Birchall's.
I was doing
reviews.
Ben's set.
Oh, you were doing Ben, and he's doing his Owen Wilson and running through it. I was like, I've made a terrible mistake here. This is more like a dick swinging contest. I've come to a dick swinging contest.
You know how much money we made that day? We made €2. Everyone walked out without maintaining eye contact at all, silently.
This is why we need the arts back, people. We can't survive with the arts shut down. We
Bring
need that
back
€2.
Edinburgh Fringe.
All right, so a point there for Michelle. Okay, so to Mark now. Now, Demi here used to
Oh,
receive...
great. Yeah, Mark will never get this.
Demi used to receive quite a few dick pics. So what she would do is Photoshop little worms coming out of the eye of their penises and send them back. Yeah or nah?
Yeah.
All right, that was true. Yeah, Mark.
The best story I've ever heard.
Yeah, it's a great story, Demi.
It's just an assault of my character being on this podcast.
That's fantastic.
These are
Your
the-
character is an assault.
These are the stories you sent through.
I only heard that one recently, actually. I don't know where I
Yeah,
I
I
remember how I've
reckon.
heard that, but that's been in the ether for the last few weeks.
Yeah,
Very
I
good.
think Mark would probably be the only one that knew it for sure, but I reckon anyone else would have fucking guessed.
We all knew it for sure, didn't we?
Yeah.
I'd not heard that story, but I was like, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hadn't heard that
Yeah.
story either.
No,
Well,
that would have
because
been
if you had the idea to make the lie, you would then just do the idea.
There's nothing
About
stopping
Demi.
you.
This is the thing about Demi. If she's had the idea, she's done it.
The real tragedy in that would be if you weren't good at Photoshop. You had this great idea to have worms coming out of dick pics, and I just can't do the Photoshop though. It looks bad. When I do it, it looks really bad. Look, I've done it in MS Paint. Like, yeah.
No, I think everybody, like, if you had asked anyone else, they'd be like, I don't know whether it would have been a worm. She would have done a raspberry pie coming out of the penis because she's so silly.
Also, for the listeners, please do not send, if you want one of these, don't send your dick pic to Demi.
No.
I
Not
do it. I
do.
don't fucking care.
She loves putting the little worms in there.
I love putting little worms in there. Send me the whole dick. I'll put a real worm in. Stupid.
What else is she doing?
What am I fucking doing?
Send the whole dick to Lockbag, P.O. Box.
Nest.
I mean, there's probably some young listeners here that don't realize that's how they used to do dick pics. You would send your
Your whole dick.
Errol Summers
Crow's
just had a whole PO box
Yep.
filled with dicks.
And
Yeah.
it was
You have to-
always to Crow's Nest.
It was always to Crow's Nest. You'd send your penis into James and Curly, and sometimes they'd give you a cold rock creamery about.
And everyone's talking now. This is the problem. Everyone's sending dick pics left, right, and center. Back then, you only had one dick.
No.
You're cutting off your dick and
You sent it to a
No, we
special
sent it to
person.
them.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
really meant
And
something.
first you have to go to the chemist and get him to develop the photos so you can send them off.
Develop the photos.
Demi
You'd have to
would
cut off your
change
dick.
it
You'd
off.
have to send it to Crow's Nest, and all the bloody crows thought it was a little worm. And they'd gobble up your penis, they would.
At the end of that round, the scores are Demi on 3 points. Ben,
Look,
Broden,
Demi, that's
Mark,
good.
and Zach on 4 points, but in the lead on 8 points, it's Michelle. Hoo-hoo.
I'm
Wow.
so fucking pissed off.
It's all right, Demi. You can still come back. You're only 5
No.
points down, and this one has
I
a bunch
refuse.
of questions. All right,
I
this
refuse.
is our final round.
No, I want another one.
We're almost there, guys. We're almost there. It's
I'm
called
gonna
Who
do
Who.
my-
But she said she wants another one,
I
and
want
it's the
another
final
one.
round. You
It's
both
the final
agree.
round. I want another one.
I have to say, I think I'm on to Josh's strategy here. I reckon the first round was just a dummy round, and he was just waiting for us to get tired, and now we're waiting our turn.
Yeah.
As the only parent here, I know how to do it. All right.
We've
run
been
around.
let off
Run
lead,
around.
and
Yeah.
Man, what if this round is just like questions about like how many times we've done our tax return and stuff, and like it's just really normal stuff. How
Well,
are we gonna guess?
It is called
Does
Who Who.
really for
Who
all of
Who.
us, I
In this
presume.
round, I'll read out questions about you six. If you think you know who it's about, you can buzz in. Your names are your buzzers. You get a point if you get it right, a point off if you get it wrong. Only round you lose points. You
Okay.
can't buzz in for your own ones. First question is this one. Who here was bullied out of the Scouts?
Broden,
Demi.
Yes,
Oh.
yes, Broden.
Ben Russell.
You are correct. Yes, a point there for Broden. Yes.
They made fun because I was an American.
Oh.
I
Oh,
would have too.
what'd they
Oh.
say?
They said, "Get out of here, American."
Oh, no.
No. No, that's not fucking funny, guys.
I
It's
know.
racism.
It's
That's
racist.
real.
It's
That's really
racist.
nasty. That's
I,
racist.
when
At
I'm
least I
Prime
got-
Minister, Ben Russell will get a sorry day.
Oh, okay, so this is why this frivolous.
I've taken it to Senate. They
You're
said
an
yes.
autocrat. You're a
No, I took it
you're
to
a
Senate. They
populist
said-
autocrat, and
Shut
I don't care.
And those,
Can I say, Ben Russell, for what it's worth, I did 2 sessions of Cubs, and I had to wear jeans. They wouldn't let me wear the Cubs outfit. And I remember I got into a circle, and you do this thing where you get into a circle and you get on the floor and you go dib 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 dob dob dob. And I reckon I was about 8, and you know I'm a good boy and I'm a nerd and I'm not cool, but I was just like, this is too much for me.
Yeah.
This is the nerdiest shit I've ever seen
Yeah.
in my life. I'm out of here. And I put on my leather jacket and I motorcycled away.
I let a church baptize me once because they had a PlayStation and I didn't.
That's how they get you.
That's how they get you the PlayStation.
I was also once tricked to go on camp, on a Christian camp, because they said, oh, there's trampolines in the ground, like those.
yeah.
I want to do that. And then a guy came in who was giving a talk about Christianity and was like, there's a murder out there with a gun, and anyone who's not a Christian is going to hell. So if you're not a Christian, this is your time. So everyone close their eyes, and if you want to be a Christian, put your hand up. And I was like 12, 13, and was scared. Went, all right, put my hand up. He goes, all right, everyone open your eyes. And there was only 3 of us with our hands up, and they got us. And they went in, took us into a room, and they made me a Christian.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
Yeah.
I got
That's amazing.
fucked.
I got convinced to go to a bonfire once. I called my friend. I said, "Do you want to go to something?" He's like, "Oh, I'm going to a bonfire at my church. Do you want to come?" And I was like, "Yeah, cool, all right." And then like 5 minutes later, his mum called my mum and was like, "I don't think your son wants to go to this." and I was like, "No, it'll be fun." So at 12 years old, I made a vow of chastity till marriage. And let me say, anyway.
Let me say that Zach fucks hard.
I just love the idea of just.
But he's
let
still
me
thinking
say,
of chastity because. No, I was just gonna say Zach's hymen is like a football skin. I'm sorry, just didn't want. I wouldn't want to interrupt, but you can go on. You just
No,
had a
I was
thick,
gonna
thick
go
hymen.
more for like I renounce that vow, but I can't. Anyway, I've got no joke. I was gonna go. Oh, I'm a virgin. No. Like fucking 2010 movie.
Next question. Who here once pissed in their partner's boot?
Broden.
Yes, Broden.
Mark.
You are correct. Another point there for Broden. Yes.
And not her shoe, her car. I want to make that very
Trunk.
clear.
I knew about this. I
I was thinking boot. I was like, he's pissed in a car, but I don't think he's.
I think
pissed in
about
a
I think
boot.
about this all the time, Mark. I think about this story like weekly at least.
Yeah.
I don't know why you didn't go anywhere else.
I've
I've talked
this.
with. Yeah.
I
I've
think-
explained this.
Just before you explain it again, because I'd love to hear it. I would have said no. I think he did a fart and a cum in the boot and saved the piss for a tree or something like that. That's the only way. That's the only way you wouldn't have done that.
It's a cool story. It's a really fun, cool story, and
You
like it's
explain
real.
it, Broden. I want
Well,
to hear
he's
someone else
driving.
explain
He's
it.
driving along through the city, and he really needs to go. And like when it hurts.
Yeah.
And he's in, Naomi and Mark's Mazda, and they pull into the QV car
R.I.P.,
park,
that
and he's
Mazda.
just got to go. He pulls into a car spot. He goes around the back, opens the boot, and pisses into the boot.
What I
Doesn't
don't
use that as a
understand-
shield and doesn't
Wait.
piss on the wall or something. Anyway,
What is wrong with
This
you?
is why I need to explain this.
It's
story.
so
I
funny.
Excuse
trusted
me,
you-
it's
I
my
trust-
journey.
I trusted you. I trusted you to give it context and nuance, and you.
He's
failed
unhealthy.
Me,
He was
Broden.
sick. He was sick.
No.
Yeah,
Sick
yeah.
piss
people
on the
can
ground.
piss on walls or the
Why don't you
ground.
just-
Listen, you idiots!
It's on the ground like a normal person.
Nick,
I was
Mark, I
going-
have been in the same situation and pissed. I've pissed in a car park.
You have not been in the same situation,
pissed
you
in the- you
fucking
piss
dog.
in the corner of
No,
the
because the
car park.
situation has not been made clear. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was alone. I was on my way to the doctors. At
Oh,
this
you were
time, I was
alone.
very, very sick. Okay?
I just said that.
He was
Yeah,
alone.
but yeah, that's some. That's
He was
some,
alone.
He was alone, guys.
He was
Don't
alone,
even
you
worry
guys,
about
so
it.
it's
That
not-
explains
no one
it.
was there looking at him, so
I
he
go.
was alone
I have
and
an
it doesn't
issue
matter.
with my bladder.
Mm-hmm.
Where I
Yeah.
go from 0 to 100.
And you
sometimes.
can't piss
I will
on the
go
ground.
From, I will go
can't
from I
piss
don't
on
need
the
to
ground.
piss.
You don't know how.
The floor was
Listen,
lava.
How?
Fucking
'Cause your
story, you dumb
no,
cunts.
your bladder
Listen
gets
to the fucking
your
story.
no.
I'm not
because
telling
your
it. I'm not
bladder
telling
gets
it.
upset.
I'm not
Pop
telling
it back
Bladder
in.
gets upset, and it's
Pop it back
only
in.
going to let it go into the back of a car, and you can't do it
Not
on the
listening
floor.
to the story.
I know the
He was sick.
story. I know that you need to piss in cars,
Hey, Mark.
otherwise you can't piss.
Mark, can I have a
Or
word?
come.
Mark, can I just have a word privately? Can I
Yes,
have
Josh.
Mark, are you
Yes.
okay? You okay?
I'm being bullied here, Josh. I'm not allowed to
I'm
give
trying to
my
tell
Well,
story
leave the
with
scouts
context.
then.
This is me and Mark. Everyone else, please.
Zach's gone.
I'm sorry.
It's just two Joshes.
Sorry, Mark. I invite you on the
Interrupted me.
podcast, and
Yes.
I didn't know it was going to be this silly.
Yeah.
Like people being silly buggers.
You
Are
did
you,
know.
are you okay?
That's on
You
you.
know.
I'm fine. I would just like to be able to give my pissing in the boot of my girlfriend's car story
Yeah.
with all of the explanations it needs so that people aren't like, oh, you don't know how to piss on the floor? I know
Okay.
how to piss on the floor, Josh.
I
I'm an
don't think
expert
you
at
do.
pissing on the
Demi,
floor.
sorry, I'll talk to you in a minute, Demi. Okay.
Okay, I'm sorry.
This is Mark's
You're
turn.
not in this. We're in a Zoom hangout. We've broken
Yeah.
off. We're in a breakout room.
We're in a breakout room.
Yep, Michelle. We don't need your input. Thank you.
I'm the
Michelle,
nice one.
Michelle.
It's my whole thing.
Michelle.
You're so little
Being a
now.
fucking
Michelle,
jerk.
I can
I
send you.
sat down. I'm tired. It's been a
Mark,
long
can
day.
Michelle, do you
can I
need to
tell
see
a
your
last
dad right now?
act?
Josh.
I don't want to go
Josh.
and see my dad. He
Yes,
is
Mark.
dead.
Sorry,
Josh.
Zach.
Yeah, let's kill Michelle. Let's kill Michelle. Let's kill Michelle.
Don't.
Was that what you were going to say, Zach?
No, I was just gonna say, Josh, if you could just be quiet for a minute so Mark can tell his story.
Do you want to see
Sorry.
Josh?
Sorry.
Josh.
Yes,
Do you want to see what my desk can do?
You're thinking.
Demi got a second wind. Demi got a second wind.
Oh no!
God help
All right,
us
let's go.
all.
Let's go, Mark. Let's tell this story.
All I was saying is I was in a position where I was driving my car and I was going to piss my pants. It was happening. I had about
Your
90
car?
seconds.
Your car?
My car. I had
No.
90 seconds before I was going to piss my pants because my bladder went, it's happening now, right?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Now,
6,
I
7,
had
8,
to see the doctor, right? I had to see the doctor at QV. I pull into the car park. I pick the first car park I can find because I do not have time. I do not have time. It is coming. The first car park I see is right at the entrance of where cars are coming in and out at a frantic rate. All right. I park the car. I get out. I look around. There are people around me. There are cars going past. I can't just piss onto the wheel of my car or go into a corner because everyone will see. So I open the boot of the car. I put my willy in there. I close it just enough and I piss into the boot of the car.
You closed.
You
I
close the
closed-
boot
Like
on
you're
your
fucking
dick.
your car.
It looks like you're
That's
fucking
a
your car and
new
your piss is
detail
your
for
cum,
me.
just like Demi said.
You have to understand that it was either that or piss my pants and then go to the doctor. Now, you have to know that there's the pressure of me being so sick, I cannot afford to miss a doctor's appointment. All right. I had gut health stuff going on, so I couldn't piss my pants, go home and reschedule. All right. That was
Anyway.
not an option for me.
Now you're well
like-
and you
yeah.
can't stop pissing in boots.
Anyway, he
And the
closes the
doctor
boot,
said,
goes to the doctor.
I cannot operate on this boy. He is my son.
Closes the boot. He closes the boot. He goes to the doctor. 2 days go past. He's driving along. He's driving along with his partner and another comedian. The comedian they're giving a lift home to says, something smells awful. He says, oh, that's weird. I don't know what that is.
Which
and
comedian
he
is
get-
that?
Claire Sullivan. And then he gets home and he gets the car professionally cleaned.
2 days later. There's a
I
cat.
thought I'd gotten away with it. I was driving it the next day. I was like, hey, it doesn't smell that bad. Maybe I don't have to tell my partner I pissed in the boot of her car. Anyway, the day after that, Claire Sullivan said it smells like something's died in here. And I was like, that's weird. I don't know what that is.
Was there bags in the car, in the boot of the car?
The boot
Could
was
you
empty.
have pissed? Could you have opened the boot of the
filled
car,
with
made it
piss
look like you were
still.
looking in the boot of the car?
The
was
most
sloshing
rational
around.
choice I could at that time. And I challenge any of you in that position to have made a smarter, more ingenious choice.
I accept
public
that
toilet.
challenge.
And not have gotten caught.
No,
You're not
I
allowed
would
to
have.
get caught.
I would have pissed elsewhere.
When Michelle,
Where?
when Michelle's
Where?
PM, you're going to get a national day of
Elf.
boot pissing in
Yeah.
your
Once,
honor.
can I just say
'Cause
one
I
more
love
thing?
you.
Yes, and then we'll
Once,
move on.
once Mark and Zach are on a plane, Mark was having his gut health issues, and the plane was in takeoff. You can't get up. It's the funny. I've heard this third person. But Mark really needed to go to the toilet, and it was like, you can't get up. And as soon as the seatbelt's on, I saw him run down the hallway. It's fucked because he's going through awful health stuff, and it's awful. And I'm sorry I had to go through that. But the funniest part of it for me is that Zach said afterwards, like, I was looking at you, and I and I prayed for the first time in 20 years.
Oh my god.
I was literally crying. You got, for context, Mark had gut health issues. It was caught in the tarmac, and I looked over to Mark, and his partner Naomi was holding his hand, and I looked at him and I prayed to God.
Dear
God.
God,
A little more
if you let
context.
Mark
would
piss,
not
I will go to
shit
church.
himself on the plane.
This wasn't just I need to go to the toilet. This was I was in so much pain, I was crying, and I was holding on for dear life to all of my muscles to hold the liquid shit that was about to explode from my ass.
Oh, buddy.
And I looked at the flight attendant with tears in my eyes and said, "Can I please go to the toilet?" And she said, "Absolutely not.
Oh.
Not until we're in the air."
Did you
And
explain
then,
But
but then
hey,
the happy
Mark-
ending, the happy ending is that Virgin went into receivership.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
feel good
Great.
about the whole
And
experience.
I've been
now.
going to church every Sunday since.
Mark,
Yeah.
how did they fit the car boot on the plane for you to go in?
No, so I went to the toilet there, Demi, because I didn't have the car near me and I
You
wasn't in
don't seem
QV
to like-
parking lot.
Yeah, but it doesn't seem like
He
you
went
like
out of the
doing
plane,
so.
opened
The
up the
toilet.
baggage, like where they put all the bags, did his shit in
Yes.
there, went back on the plane, and then they flew.
I want you to know I've had some people say to me, pissing in the boot of the car is the smartest thing I've ever heard. I have had people.
Well, those people
No,
are fucking
they said
idiots.
smartest thing
who
you've ever
are
done.
bullies, I've been like,
People
"That's
don't
really
have
Some
class.
people are
That's
stupid,
really
Mark.
clever.
Yeah,
Because
there's
he
a lot
would've
of
got
stupid
more
people
than
out
he went
there.
Anywhere else. I consider it a smart
Yeah,
choice.
yeah.
It was a
I
smart
consider
choice.
it a
If your
very
first
smart
priority-
choice.
If your first priority is no one sees me pissing, it is a smart choice.
And
Thank
if
your
your
first priority is I don't want to drive a piss car around forever
yeah.
and
I
spend.
knew I was going to get it cleaned eventually.
Also, if your first priority is I want to piss in my car,
All right, next question. Who here took
Demi's
acid?
frozen. She's
Demi's
gone.
got it. Who here took acid and went to the cinema to watch Monsters vs. Aliens?
Zach.
I heard Mark.
Ben.
Yes, you are
Fuck!
correct.
No,
Mark.
I didn't get a fucking chip. I had to fucking fuck
You
you.
lose,
Josh.
Demi!
I'm sorry. Blame technology. All
How
right,
was
next-
it, Ben?
Fucking fuck.
Was it a good film?
yeah, I don't really remember it.
So
I
good.
remember,
on the
I
way
remember-
there, I was driving. The taxi driver swerved to hit a bird,
Oh my
and
god.
I was like, "Why is this
Jesus.
happening?"
And was that? Have you had the acid by then?
Oh yeah. It
So are
was
you
right
sure?
around the throat.
Are you sure it happened?
I'm sure it happened, but I didn't know why. I didn't understand why.
And
He swerved to hit
and then the
it. He hit it,
taxi
and then he
driver
laughed.
Took me on a journey. It took you on a journey through your entire life.
Started
And you can see
flying.
all time as a concept.
He just took me through Christmas past. All right, that's all he did.
I also have a story about that where I was not the one doing the drags, but I had friends in front of me that did hash cooked cookies and then watched Edward Norton's Hulk, Marvel's Hulk.
I was
And
there.
Still, like imprinted in my mind, my favorite Marvel memory is the moment Edward Norton first becomes the Hulk. Just their look as they turn around, and we're just like, wow. Edward Norton is the Hulk now. This is
And
like
the
profound. This profound. It's like they're not dealing with like just this look in their eyes, and all it said was they're not dealing with Edward Norton anymore. Now they're dealing with Hulk. Shit just got interesting.
All right, next question. Who here met Tony Abbott and said to Tony Abbott, they
I didn't-
made me
Zach.
buy a suit so they would let me in the door and it's your fucking fault? Zach, yes.
I know, Broden, let you call me. Broden, I'm being the better man.
Okay, Broden, who do you think?
Demi.
Yes, you are correct, Dem. Yes, it was Demi. Yes.
Bravo.
That's one of my favorite. That's one of my favorite. Both Tony Abbott and Demi Lardner stories.
Just based on the fact that you thought it was me that said Zach first and it was second, and then I gave it to Broden, I just want to check: is there a best and fairest award? I might not win it.
I should. All right, next question. Who here got drunk with the Harlem Globetrotters?
Zach,
Yes, Zach.
Oh,
I'm gonna go Ben Russell.
No, that was Michelle.
Yeah, I remember that now.
Michelle. I was going
Ooh.
to say Michelle.
I think I texted you, Broden, because you're the
Yeah,
only
fuck.
friend I had who cared.
Oh no.
Ben's just returned in an old man mask.
This is how long we've been recording.
Oh no. Oh no.
That's good.
And he's
So
in the
realistic.
Outlook Hotel.
Oh, no.
There's an old man in the Outlook Hotel come to spook us.
That's my 1 second a day video there. Fantastic.
All right. Next question. Who once had a naked man knock on their door and say, "Hi, I'm your neighbor"?
Buzz, Zach,
Yes, Zach.
that just sounds like some Demi shit right there.
No, that's your friend Broden. That's a point off Zach there. Yeah. Oh,
Demi is in
corporate
costume
Demi.
as me.
Da 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 da.
Yes, it's a true story, Josh. I woke up at 5 a.m. One day, and a naked man was at my door. He said, "I walked onto the street last night. I live next door to you. Can I get through to your apartment on the balcony?" And I said, "Oh, okay." It was like 6. I just let this naked man in, and then he jumped on my balcony, jumped over the thing, and I never saw him again.
Did you sneak a peek?
Yeah.
Yeah, I looked at his penis.
I was on tour and I was at a hotel in Adelaide and I went to go down the lift in the middle of the night and the lift doors opened and revealed a naked man and also a regular lady and they weren't together.
This is a question to both of you. Did you see his bumhole?
Yeah.
Broden, was he covering his willy?
Okay, so like he was naked. He walked naked onto the street, woke up. I heard this story later from his friend because he came to a Donna show. He's like, I think, because from his perspective, he got naked, woke up, ran to his friend's house and said, "Can I have some undies?" And then got undies, ran back, opened the door of his neighbor, and he's like, "That's Broden from Aunty Donna." And then and then came through. It was all very. It was an interesting.
So he wasn't actually naked.
He was. Okay,
He was naked.
Liar.
We're all storytellers here.
He slept walk outside naked.
If he was
a liar.
Broden, if he was naked and he knocked on your door, would you offer him a pair of your underwear?
Yeah, for sure, or a towel or whatever he wanted.
My neighbor,
What about a hand?
I had to go and see.
I'd jack him off. I'd jack him off.
You wanked him off?
If a man came to my front door, said, "Jack off my penis," I go, "Well, all right."
I'm really glad there was more to that story, because when it was first described to me, I just thought it was like, "Hello, neighbor. My name's Jim. Nice to meet you. If you ever need anything, knock on my door." And then he went back to his apartment. A sex crime, so I'm glad he needed to go.
Yeah, for some reason, when I first saw that, I always see him. When I first heard that as well, I just see him standing there naked, not covering anything, just very confidently.
Yeah.
Hello.
This poor man who has like sleepwalk. It'll be the poor guy. He would have been so embarrassed. And if he's listening, good on you.
Good on you.
Good on you. Good on you. Good on everyone.
If you do sleepwalk, though, maybe wear some pajamas. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know.
What if you get hot?
Be looking at your penis.
Well,
Broden.
I'm Broden Gillian.
I like to say
I'm Broden.
No, wait, I haven't.
I think I've got a good bloody Broden killing.
I've got a
Bloody
pretty
good
good
I've got a
Broden
Broden killing. I'm looking at your
Broden killing.
penis.
This is true. This is a true story of something.
I don't need 4.
This is a true story that happened to me last night. In the middle of the night, my partner Annie woke up in the middle of the night with night terrors, and she just doesn't get night terrors, and she woke up screaming. And I was like, "Oh, are you okay?" And she was like, "Oh, yeah." And then she went back to sleep. She's like, "I thought someone was here," and she had an awful nightmare. And then I was like, and then I laid there for an hour going, well, maybe she sensed something. So I went around and like relocked all the doors and shit, and I was like looking around there. Like the night terrors were so bad it freaked me out.
Yeah, the other night, me and Tom watched The Invisible Man that I had already seen it before, but I really love horror movies, and Tom doesn't like horror movies. And then when he tried to go to bed, because I stay up for about 6 hours after him, he came upstairs and said, "Hey, babe, I'm really sorry, but it just sounds really scary when you're vaping in the next room."
The other night, Naomi confronted me about it yesterday morning. She was like, "Why did you grab my ass in the middle of the night and then ignore me?" And I was like, "What?" So apparently in the middle of the night, I rolled over, grabbed her ass, and then rolled back over and went to sleep. And it woke her up, and she screamed. "How the fuck did you do that?" I was like, "I don't know. I don't know why I did that." I guess
You're a midnight sodge.
Yeah.
Midnight sodge.
Midnight sodge.
Next question. While in LA, who had a Hispanic man make them chase a chicken down the road?
Michelle.
Yes, Michelle.
Demi?
Yes, you are correct. That was Demi.
Was I there? Was that when we were staying at?
Yeah, but
house?
I think you'd gone to the coffee shop that we were.
Oh yes,
sort of
$10 a
near.
coffee.
Yes, $10 coffee.
Koreatown. Yes.
In Koreatown. And so I was walking down the road, and you know where that food truck was near where we were staying.
Yes.
There was a chicken came out of a window, and this Hispanic man was like, "Get it, get it, get it, get it!" And I was like, "Why?" And he was like, "I need it." And so I chased this chicken and was like,
"Get it? Why?
"Oh."
I need it.
I was like, "Okay." And picked up the chicken and was like, "Here." And
I
he was
remember you coming back, and you were
That's the most
It's like,
well,
"Thank
I had
you."
to chase a chicken. And I was like, what? You're like, I'll show you. And he showed me where the chicken had come
Get it, get it, get it, get it.
I was like,
Stop
and then he
that,
took
Bill.
the chicken from me and he was like, "Thank you." And he put it back through a window where his 2-year-old child was like, "Thank you," and took the chicken. And then he gave me a free Diet Coke from the food truck.
That's nice.
And
Nice.
our last question for the game: who here once angered Menu Log because they didn't like this person singing?
Broden.
Yes, Broden.
Yeah, Zachary.
Yes, you are right. Yes.
Zachary.
What? Wait, why?
Oh, this is the ad that you
He's
did?
been chomping at the bit to say this in some sort of media for 2 years, I reckon.
We because we just got a podcast ad deal with another delivery service, and I'm like, thank God I can now fucking rip into Menu Lock. I did a voiceover job, and it was the fun. My agent called me and they're like, "Are you interested in voiceover?" I'm like, "It's not really my jam." It's singing, and I'm like, "Well, I'm definitely not a professional singer. I haven't sung in a very long time, and I've done a lot of damage screaming with Aunty Donna." No, they don't want a professional singer. That's what they want. I'm like, "All right, I'll record it, but I'm not a professional singer." They don't want that. And then I went into the recording studio, and they were like, "Hey." And they played the ad for me that it was based on, this radio ad, and the guys couldn't sing. They were not good singers. That was the bit, and I was like, "Oh, thank God." So I get into the studio, and they're like, "Oh, just so you know, because you have to fly overseas for a tour this afternoon, and you've moved this forward, we're going to have a meeting with the Menu Log people while you're recording." So I'm in there, and I'm singing badly, and then they come in, the execs. They were with a delivery service. I don't want to say which one. And they came in. And they came in, and they were just they just sat down, and the first thing they said, "Before we listen to this guy, we just want to say, did you get all our emails about the fact that we want a professional singer?" And they were so mad at them. And they're like, yeah, this guy can't sing, but he'll be able to play the joke better. And then they were like, "But this guy can't." No, and then it was more like, "This guy can sing." They're like, "Don't worry, this guy can sing."
Oh my God.
Clicked into the studio. They're like, "You can sing, yeah?" And I was just like, "Yeah." I proceeded to spend the next hour trying to sing as good as Guy Sebastian. Just R&B soul. If anything, I can maybe do a little bit of music theater, but I'm trying to do R&B soul.
I wish I was there for this. This is so funny.
It was traumatic, and I've never done voiceover since. It was the worst thing that could ever happen to someone.
So there you go. Fuck you, Menu Log.
Yeah.
You absolute cunts.
Just before we find out whether I won or not, I just wanted to say that recently I've been doing a bunch of voiceover lately, and I did one recently for Aldi. I don't even know whether I'm allowed to say this, but I don't care. And then I heard.
I reckon you're not.
I think it's probably fine, but recently I heard the ad come on, and I was like, "Oh, I'm in this." And then I was listening to a podcast, and the next podcast played, and they had pitched my voice down to make me sound like a man. And it was just me going, "Oh, hello." And then the end of the ad was me going, "Oh, okay." And then the ad finished, and the podcast was my podcast. It made me sound like a bloke, and then it was just more me.
Shit.
At the end of the game, the scores are: Zach, you're on 2 points.
Okay, great. Fantastic.
Demi, you're on 3 points.
I won.
Ben, you're on 4 points. Mark
Yes.
on 5 points. Broden on 8 points. But our winner on 9 points, it's Michelle. Hurrah!
Oh my
Yes.
I know each of you intimately.
Very
Now,
good,
Michelle, because you win, you can promote whatever you want to promote. What have you got to promote?
Choose carefully, Michelle.
Remember,
Choose
a part
very,
you may have had in a
very
show.
carefully.
a part I've had in a show.
A part you've had in a
Is it
show that maybe
Mad
would
as Hell
be
or
good
no?
to come
Different
again
one?
if more of them were made, but who knows whether that will.
Are you saying I'll only get to be in the second season if I promote?
Anything, Michelle?
We're
I'm
not
not
saying
saying
anything,
anything,
Michelle. We're not
I
saying
think you
anything
should
at all.
go into your little telly room and you should go onto the Netflix and you should watch Aunty Donna's Big Old House of Fun.
Oh, you
I'm in
didn't
it.
have to
I'm the
say
star.
that, Michelle.
Michelle,
You didn't
didn't
have to say that.
I think you should only watch the episode called Olympics. Only that one.
3.
No, they're all
Episode
good.
3.
They're
No,
all good.
are they? I only watched that one.
Gosh, I'd love to be able to plug that show, but I'm actually the only one on the call that can't, Josh. So I'm so sorry.
Oh,
But anyway, I'd love to be considered for the future if it, if it ever happens.
the bits-
visa for Demi.
Yeah, get
Bits
yourself
finished.
a visa, Demi.
Visa
Get yourself
for
a green card.
Demi.
Excuse me.
No.
Yes, Michelle.
Can I actually promote my show?
yes.
It's
Boring.
Stupid Old Studios presents. You can go to the thing on my Instagram and you can watch Double Denim, a very fancy dinner party on demand. And it's a good show. It's in a live theatre with a small live audience and there's lights. It's not some bullshit like Zoom stand up from your room. It's really nice and it's really good. And I'm really proud of it. And do watch Aunty Donna's Big Old House of Fun because they need a second season with a big budget so that they can get us all visas.
Yeah.
And get Demi over. So, Demi, let's talk about your pod before we go into the.
Do you really want to do that?
Big soft titty.
.png. You have to get the whole name in there. It's called BigSoftTitty.png, recently recommended by Paul F. Tompkins.
Oh, speaking of
Was
Paul
he in a
Tompkins,
TV show recently?
He's in a
Was he
TV show, right?
Yeah,
Really?
all of my friends were in a TV show. I wasn't, but all of the people that I know and respect and love were in a TV show. I wasn't actually invited, but yeah, Paul F. Tompkins was in a TV show called Aunty Donna's Big Old House of Fun.
Excellent.
hope you're liking
I know
season
1. If not, get fucked and leave you dogs.
Just joking.
kidding.
Please keep
watching.
Ben Russell, where can people find you?
The Grub Podcast.
Yes.
Also,
Very
your
Check it out.
stream, Ben. Your stream.
Oh,
Yes,
wait,
I have a
didn't-
stream. And
yeah.
Demi has a stream as well.
Yeah, me
I
and
have a
Ben
stream, but
stream.
I don't do it.
That's good.
We stream on Twitch.
She's on
Demi
Twitch.
is Demi Lardner, and I'm Bond member. And we love to Twitch and play a game. Or
Debbie and I
20.
stream every second Friday together. It's so much fun.
Yeah, it's so much fun. It's Mac and Drimbus's bi-weekly Fridays.
Yeah,
I
come
think
check
we
it out,
decided
you
to call
pricks.
Come
All
check it out, you stupid fucking cunts.
And now, boys who have yet to plug, is there anything you have to plug?
Oh,
Nah,
no,
we're
honestly.
All right,
Nah,
thanks
I
everyone for
think-
coming. Thanks for playing. No, Aunty Donna's. What's the Big Old House of Fun? Did I get it right?
I think it's called
Yeah.
the Printer Shop.
The Printer
If I
Show.
could actually, it's a Netflix show.
I watched all 6 in one sitting. I recommend
Same.
doing that. Yep.
Yeah, I
The
did
night
too.
it came out. And I
me
sent
too.
messages to 2 of you saying the poster scene killed me. I was very much laughing a
Yeah,
lot
that's a
out
good
loud
one.
in that.
Yeah,
I like
was-
that one.
Funny.
yeah, I liked it too.
Don't want to give it
Mm.
away.
Would have loved to be considered.
Thank
But
you
what-
so
what-
much.
Broden,
Hey.
suck it off the microphone.
Hey, did
I'd
you guys
also like to
are you guys in gallery view right now? Can you see all of us at once?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right, look, do you want to see how long my tongue is or did you already see?
I'd love to see it again.
I'd love to see you. It's a very
Yeah,
Thank
it's
you,
a
sir. Thank
it's a
you.
real long one.
Very
Good
long,
tongue,
Debbie.
Demi.
Make
Zach,
it go
that's
flat.
pretty long
yeah.
too.
It goes real. It's so it's
It is
wide.
very flat, actually, Demi.
Thank you all
Zach,
for
can you
playing
make it?
today.
It's real. It's
This
real.
has
Oh, I've got
been
one more thing to promote, Josh.
So much
One more
fun. Yes,
thing.
Zach.
Sorry, it's just dropped on Netflix. It's The Crown season 4. Now, I know some of you felt that season
Really
3
good.
was a little episodic, but that show always lives and dies on its prime ministers. We've got Thatcher, we've
Thatcher
got
and Diana.
Now,
It's really going to be a masterpiece.
I've heard a
and we can't
rumor
wait
that
for you to see it.
you 3 boys are playing William and Harry.
Yes.
So
yes,
Mark and
yes.
Zach got each
They
other's
asked me to
shoulders.
audition. They asked me to audition. I was
You at school.
Yeah, Broden
Had
had
exams.
exams. He had an Aunty Donna exam. He asked us, and we said we can't move the Aunty Donna exam.
All right,
What's
everyone
an
watching
Aunty
this,
Donna?
go
Aunty
and
Donna
watch
exam.
Aunty Donna on Netflix. Do it. If you haven't seen it, do it
Thank you.
now. Watch it. Watch it in your sleep.
Josh,
Have it
Josh,
zooming. Yes,
Josh.
Demi.
Have you heard of the Venga Boys?
Yeah, the bus is coming.
Have you heard of the Japanese flute, the shakuhachi?
No, can I hear it some now?
Do, 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 do. Come on.
And on that lovely note, I will bid you farewell.
You're gonna
Thank
get
you all
Tom
for
coming in
playing.
and going, "Oh, Demi, can you just,
Can you turn down
Demi,
Can you please
Can you
stop
just-
playing We Like to
Jimmy?
Party on the shakuhachi, the Japanese flute?
All right, goodbye, everyone. I'm going now.
It's
Bye.
loud and I'm really tired and I'm scared of the
so
invisible
tired.
man. I think he's gonna come in and fuck me.